Tigers, if you will, Adamsville Tigers and the 7U Bessemer Tigers. This one ought to be a banger of a contest. They've already had the coin toss. Adamsville will start it on offense. They're wearing the red, Bessemer in the black with the white helmets. These two teams, I don't even know where to begin or what to say because there's a reason they're here as champions. Talent from end to end, up to down. We have had defensive contests pretty much for most of the day. The previous contest with MBK and Bessemer, it was a pick six in that game. So you had a big defensive highlight there. Some big plays that made the difference. Will this one be the same? We'll see. So let's hit the field as we get started. And there is a player out there with the last name of Flowers. I'm not related. But I hope he does well. So Adamsville defending the east end zone. Bessemer defending the west. Adamsville, a.k.a. the Loaf Boys, taking on the Reaper gang. And if you've heard me say it once, I've said it 1,000 times, I love the nicknames, but I prefer the names on the back of the jersey because I can see the names, and that helps me out a whole lot. So the offensive line is already set. And the officials are saying we need to get this thing going. So we'll see what's going on. Starting to drizzle a little bit out here. Not a lot of rain. It's been overcast all day. We did have some windy conditions that developed, brought the temperature down to about 60 degrees. It's floated back up to about 65. We are live on Facebook, so make sure that you share and like and hit that thumbs up. These games will be uploaded to YouTube later on. We did have some satellite issues earlier, so we apologize for that, but we can't control that which is beyond our means. And we, how they say it, if mama put it on the plate, you got to eat it. Well, mama put it on the plate, and so we're eating what we got. But we're thank that you're with us. We are here live from Winona High School in Birmingham, Alabama. The Elite Youth Football League wants to thank Birmingham City Schools and Winona High School for allowing use of the facilities. And there is something going on, and the officials are sorting it out. Everybody got to have a band. So it looks like they're trying to get some personnel issues straightened out as to who can be where. And I believe that has to do with the drone, which by AHSA rules are generally outside the end zone. They're outside the area playing the sidelines, but they are not over the field of play, and that is correct. So while they get that sorted out, just talking a little bit about these two teams here. Bessemer 7U is nationally ranked, and their 7U is not far behind, even though they're not shown in the top 10. Adamsville right up there inside, I believe it's top 15, top 20. So not a lot of distance between these two teams as far as talent. To be honest with you, there's no distance between these teams as far as talent. I guess I'm just speaking from the point of the rankings, but there's a lot of guys that go out there that are supposed to be smarter than you and me, and then they get it wrong as well. So it looks like we're about to be finally underway. And we'll see what the Reaper Gang and the Loaf Boys do. And just like that, big number 0, Antoine Webb Jr. He brings down McCoy in a hurry. And
like it was in the stand. Like it was somebody in the stand because that's where it was going.
Looking at that big guy right there in the middle, I'm not surprised he came crashing through. And he just puts his hands on his hips like, well, what's next? So shotgun formation, number 7. Under center, man goes into motion, fakes the handoff. And look who's there again. That is Webb at the heart of it. Number 7, Kimani Portis. All right. We have Adamsville taking a timeout, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. And that looks like a false start. Well, maybe not. There was a whistle. Okay, so we're back at it. Ball's at the 31-yard line. It is 3rd and 14. And the real McCoy gets popped. Number 3. I think that was Jakarian Brown. Can we see the replay on that? Wow. Watch this. Boom. Number 3, Jakarian Brown. He didn't just truck him. He left the imprint of the license plate on him. So that punt gets walked off. And I believe Bessemer is sending a message. So Bessemer. So they'll take over on offense, and that ball is, let's see where they land a thing. It's moving all about. And the ball ultimately gets spotted at the 47-yard line, which is where I thought it was going to go after the punt. So, Bessemer's ball. And let's see. And Adamsville is going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back. Got to bring up something. Got to bring up second down. The Loaf boys are definitely going to want to pay that one back. There's number 3 who laid the lick, and he's going to get to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 1 for Bessemer. And I'll tell you what I like about this, that the line just goes up there and gets set because they know their business is up front and not in the rear. And there's a handoff and a big stick. And this time Collier doling out a little bit of punishment against number 22, DeAndre Russell. And to all the parents out there who know these boys and watching the game, the best thing you can get them for Thanksgiving right now is a box of Excedrin because they are hitting today. So there's blitz by Adamsville. Here they come. Trying to go up the middle, but Bessemer finds a lane. Number 1 still on his feet, and no one's going to catch him. Jeremiah Flowers with the touchdown for the Tigers. There is a flag on the field, however, so let's hold on. So Jeremiah Flowers with a nice play. And that penalty is against Adamsville, so they are going to go ahead and accept the touchdown and decline the penalty. Well, let's see. There's multiple flags on the field. So the touchdown stands. So a wonky sequence of events with the penalties. So it looks like there was and there it's okay. So Adamsville going back. Okay. So the touchdown stands, and Bessemer is going to try a 2-point attempt.
grabbing for like 2 games or something like that to act right.
They gotta pay you good, man. That's the season they need.
Yeah, we doing live. We live.
So Flowers with the score. And he finds that seam in the middle and takes advantage of it. So Brown in shotgun formation. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. All right, there's the whistle from the official to get it going again. Number 3 takes off himself. Brown is going to be, he's going to get jumped all over. And Fortson, along with Ray and Cole, wrap him up. So the PAT is no good. Now, I want to say it again. Those PATs can prove to be very, very valuable. We'll see what this means as the game wears on. Bessemer with a 6-0 lead with 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. But I can tell you what we have seen thus far. We have seen some big-time hits between both teams. And it's like anything you can do, I can do better. So we'll see where all of this goes as this contest wears on. So, 1st and 10 at the 50. There's a penalty that was assessed effectively on the kickoff, so that put the ball at the 50. Big number 99, Harris checking in with the sideline. Number 4 goes to motion, pardon me. And the pass intended for number 3, and the receivers were wide open, and I mean wide open. That was nothing but air and opportunity that was missed right there. And those are the ones you wish you had back and try to do it all over again. 2 receivers running free. And I doubt if you see that happen again. Basically fielder's choice. So Adamsville get set. Number 7, shotgun formation. Strength of the formation is to the right. Number 7 goes up the middle. And he's going to be wrapped up by Webb. Managed to squeak out a yard on that one, so it'll be 3rd and 9. So number 7, 14 goes into motion. That's McFarland. Number 7 trying to find room. Ends up, I think the turf had more to do with that than anything. No gain on the play. And that's 4th down and 9 now. So surely a punt's coming up.
Yeah, they're punting.
And they're going to walk that off. And that is definitely not the outcome you want. That Bessemer defense is shining. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. That's where Bessemer will start their next drive. And the boys run down to get set. So Bessemer defending the west end zone. If you're watching on screen, it's on your left. So 3 in the backfield. Number 9 with the carry. He's going to leap for the extra yardage. That's David Horn. He's going to be brought down by Aiden Larkin. So 3-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. There's a handoff from number 1, and number 23 looks for some room, and he's going to be stopped by number 7 and number 24. That's Kamani Portis and Kerry Anderson. Number 22 carrying the ball is DeAndre Russell. So not much happening on that play. There is a flag, and that's going to go against Bessemer. And that looked like a hold, and Wyatt goes back to the 14. So 2nd and 15 now for Bessemer. Ball at the 14-yard line. Number 3 with the carry, and number 14 is the first to grade him, and then another one. Wow. Braden Smith, the first to arrive. And number 2, Talon Fomby, comes in with the whooping stick to finish the job. So that'll bring up 3rd down. No gain on the play as the clock winds down for the first quarter. And Bessemer elects to just let it do just that. And there you have it for the first quarter. Bessemer leading 6-0. We'll be back in just a few minutes to start the second quarter. All right, we are back. The Adamsville defense are just laying it out there. Both defenses shining right now. My goodness, the way they're hitting.
Okay. And some on the other side. Okay.
These defenses lining it up. So here comes number 3 with the direct snap. And number 16, Damari Nelson, with a fantastic effort. Well, I'm sorry, I got number 16 showing Cole on my roster. Shows Damari Nelson, so I want to make sure I get that right. So we're just going to say that was Cole. That leapt out there. So the punt gets walked off. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 48. So we're into the second quarter. Adamsville with another opportunity. And in a game like this, you got to get some offensive output. So they're running 2 wide. Want to make that 4 wide, 5 wide. Empty backfield. Number 4 goes into motion. That's McCoy. Offsides against Bessemer. So they're running 5 wide, putting guys into motion. Now look at the little ladies right there. They're putting in the work as well. You know, they've been training all year for the moments like this. McCoy goes into motion. Number 7 takes off, escapes some tacklers, stays on his feet. And a big run by number 7, Collier. But there are 1, 2, 3 flags on the field. So Collier with a nice run, but there's going to be a holding call and a block in the back for sure. You can see that on the replay. So we'll see what they say. And, you know, it's unfortunate. And there may have been offsetting penalties. So the ball right back at the 47. Collier puts it up. The intended receiver, Fomby, and that falls incomplete. .6:31 remaining in the second quarter. So Adamsville going 5 wide, empty backfield. McCoy goes in motion again. And miscommunication on that play, plus the fact that big number 0, Webb, blowing things up again. A loss of yardage. It'll be 3rd and 12. So they're finding themselves in a bit of a hole here that they got to get themselves out of. We'll see what they come up with. So you got trips to the right, single man in the backfield. And let's see, that's number 20 for Bessemer. Dominic Bryant right there. And that's going to bring up 4th down, so you know another punt is coming. So they're going to walk this off. So, well, I expected another defensive Donnybrook, and well, that's what we got. 2 great teams ranked, and they're, you know, it's, like I said, the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. So, you know, what do you get? You get a lot of hits. You get a lot of stops. You don't get a lot of scoring. See, if you're looking for a lot of scoring, well, don't know what to tell you. But you got to love hard-hitting defense.
Get ready, flat. Get ready, right.
So Bessemer has the ball. There's the handoff. Cole in on that stop along with McCoy. Number 22 helping to lead the way. Five-yard gain on the play. Puts the ball at the 25. And out of the pistol. Runs into his own man. Number 4 and number 10, Kobe Jackson on the stop. So it's third down. Adamsville defense seems to be locking in. Number 10 was Dixon. He's double teamed. Number 3 is going to be brought down by number 24. That's Jakarian Brown. He's going to move the sticks. It's going to be a first down for Bessemer. Clay with the stop. So it's 1st and 10 from the 35. 2:54 remaining in the first half. Bessemer would like nothing more than to add on to that lead. Number 24 slows him down. Number 7 with the hit. So number 23, the ball carrier.
They lost.
That is Dante Bowie.
And he changed that play. They got their hook.
Anderson involved on that stop. And probably Clay. Number 1 carries a big hit right there. And I'm telling you there, Flowers, the ball carrier, they're not leaving anything on the field as far as I can tell. Ball's at the 46. And Bessemer looking to just wear him down. Adamsville showing blitz. And then delay of game against Bessemer. Number 3, bobbing and weaving his way in and out of the defense. Fortson in on that stop. Bowles getting in on some of the action as well. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. And you got to pick the flag up off the field. Bessemer puts up a big one. And that pass is going to fall incomplete. There are no flags. So that'll bring up third down. And Adamsville fans, I want to apologize. I had a bit of a roster mix-up earlier, so I'm going with just the back of the jerseys. That's why I said thank you, coaches and parents, for putting their names on the back of the jersey. That is legible. Fantastic catch. Number 23, Bowie comes down with it. Not enough to get a first down, but you get a first down for effort, if nothing else. And so the coaches are going to talk about it with 25 seconds remaining in the half. So here's what they're looking at. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. They are going to want to make something happen. They're going to want to put points on the board before halftime. How do they do it? Are they going to get an open man downfield where they can throw it? We don't know. We'll certainly find out in just a few minutes here. Our on the field camera right there behind the formation. That gives you an idea of where they got to get to. They got strength to the left on the formation. There's number 3. Cuts it back inside. And he's eventually going to move the sticks, but he's only going to get a couple of yards out of it. So the clock is going to continue to run, and Bessemer is going to take another timeout with 14 seconds remaining. So we're going to step away for a second. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. A little under 15 seconds remaining. They try to put it up in the air, and it is picked up by Adamsville. There was not a black jersey anywhere in that vicinity. Fielder's choice from the defenders. Let's watch this one again. There had to be some miscommunication. I mean, he tosses it up there. Number 23, the intended receiver, that was Bowie. But that ball thrown way deep, and nice work by Adamsville. So they'll have at least another shot at trying to do something big before the end of the half. So let's see what happens here. Our on the field camera at the back of the formation. So number 7 in shotgun. He takes off. Makes one man miss. And he's eventually going to be brought down. And that's going to do it for the half. So Collier with the carry eventually is brought down. Well, we're serving up more defense. Two great teams. I said it at the beginning, irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Bessemer gets on the board. They do not get the PAT. This is why I said those PATs become super important in a game like this where you've got two very, very evenly matched teams. You know, you've got an interception there. You can't run it. You can't really pass it. What do? We'll see what the coaches do to adjust it in the second half. We'll be right back. We'll see in a bit. All right, we're getting ready to get going with the second half of play. It's been all defense thus far. 5U, 6U, and 7U. So we'll find out what's going to happen in this go-round as the first play of the half nets negative yardage. So it'll be 2nd and 12 for Bessemer. Oh, number 3, the ball carrier. Clay on the stop. Getting a hand from Dotson as well. So a gain of 5 on the play. Makes it 3rd and 7. Number 3, the ball carrier, Jakarian Brown. He'll be tripped up ultimately by number 9, Jackson Lyons. And the flag on the play. Yeah, it's holding, so that gets marched way back. So number 3 gets the snap, keeps it himself. Clay can't get his hands on him. Number 3 running down the sideline, stays in bounds. And there he goes. No one's going to catch Brown. And the question is what can Brown do for you? He can score, and that's what he does. Let's look at this right here. Number 24 slips on the turf a little bit. The only one that can seem to get a hand on him, and Brown is going to ride the hatch marks all the way down to the end zone, and Bessemer will add to their lead. And there's a flag on the field. Hold on. It's a personal foul. So the touchdown stands. And usually when you see one of those flags, I call them the doing too much flag. Get your score and act like you've been there. So Bessemer's going to go for 2. Ball is at the 5-yard line. And Brown delivers again. And the conversion is good. Brown early on in the game laying a CMU block on one of Adamsville's players, and since then has been the catalyst in Bessemer scoring efforts. So with the penalty assessed on the kickoff, Adamsville will get the ball at the 50. 5:56 remaining in the third quarter. So Adamsville looking to make something work in their favor offensively. The big plays have bitten them twice. Number 7 going out to his right, has some room. Sidesteps the tackle, stays on his feet, looking for blockers before he's finally wrapped up by Russell. And he's going to get a hand from Williams to bring him down. So it's not enough to move the chains. It's 2nd and 2. The ball's at the 42-yard line. So Collier there in shotgun. McCoy in motion. And the open man. Owens, the intended receiver. So that falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down. They need to convert here. There's a flag. Collier, the ball carrier. Williams on the stop. Let's see what the officials is. Holding against Adamsville. And penalties just kneecapping them today. Got to get a grip on that situation. Have momentum right there, but and then you get knocked back 10 yards for a holding. The ball spotted at the 46. It is now 3rd and long to the tune of about 13 yards. Make that 3rd and 14. I stand corrected. 3rd and 14. Ball at the 46. McCoy trying to find some space, and he can't get away from number 12, and that is Chapman. McCoy, the ball carrier. So it's now 4th down. 4th and 12 to be exact. Ball at the 48-yard line. And he's going to call the whole offense on over there. He knows this is one of those situations where you really need to go for it and trust your defense. They have not performed poorly. And just, a couple of big plays are all the difference in this game. But they have been consistent. And they decide to go ahead and punt it. So the game is definitely not out of reach. I mean, it's only 14-0. But that clock works real fast when your opposition has a 14-0 lead, because they're just going to grind it out on you. And if they get one more score, this could be a very, very long day for Adamsville. So not much happening on that play. They peel everybody apart. Cole in on that stop. Russell, the ball carrier. Ray getting a hand in on that tackle. So a gain of about a yard or so. Maybe not quite 2, but they're going to give them 2. So 2nd and 8. And notice, like I said, they're not in any hurry. Here comes number 3. I think we all know who that is. And that is Brown. Clay will bring him down, along with Dixon and Cole. So they're getting the play in. But like I said, notice the pace at which Bessemer is moving. This is why I was talking about the clock. The clock is no longer. And so Bessemer is going to take a timeout. It is 3rd and 2. Ball is at the 29-yard line. We'll be right back. So 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Strength of the formation to the left. And that's the direction they go, and they got enough for a 1st down and then some. There's a flag. Ball pops out, but as holding, that one's going to come back. So that effort is negated. So with that penalty, should be 3rd and 12. Okay, they not mark it from the line of scrimmage. They did do it from the spot of the foul, so it is 3rd and 9. Number 1 goes into motion. That play is blown dead. And Adamsville is going to take a timeout. So we'll be right back. Well, the penalty certainly helps Adamsville here. But, you know, the thing here is that time is not on their side. If I've said it once, I said it 1,000 times. There's 1:06 remaining in the third quarter. And at that point, with Adamsville not having a score, Bessemer is just going to take their own sweet time letting that clock run. And I don't blame them. That's what you're supposed to do. So empty backfield, number 3 is going to take off with it. And there's another flag. Looks like somebody threw maybe that was somebody throwing something out there. Nonetheless, it's a fresh set of downs for Bessemer. As Brown once again has his number called. And if there was a star of the show for this contest, it's got to be him. Number 23, the ball carrier, comes back in off tackle. He's going to be wrapped up by number 24, number 9. And that is Clay and Lyons. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Bessemer looking to get the championship, leading 14-0 as we prepare to start the final quarter of this contest. All right, we're getting ready to enter the final quarter. Brown getting a fresh set of downs, and then, of course, the previous play netting 4 yards, sits 2nd and 6. Number 9, the ball carrier, that's Horn. Play may have lost a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 7. And here's the thing, is, like I said, they're not in a hurry. They definitely want to get a fresh set of downs. And number 3 is going to get to the 50-yard line. That is Brown. He's going to be brought down by McCoy. Number 4, Clay. Number 24, lending a hand. So it's 4th and 2. Ball at the 50. Here comes a direct snap to number 3. And there's movement up front. And that's going to be an offsides against Adamsville. So that's going to move the sticks. And that means that there are 4 more downs to wear down the clock. The ball goes to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, Bessemer. And that clock continues to churn. Flowers rotates in from the sideline, bringing in the play. And Bessemer has had multiple people under center, depending on the work that needs to be done. This time they run off tackle to the left. Russell, the ball carrier, and they're just looking to wear him down at this point. They are going to go, looks to me like they're going to run right at Adamsville. And at this stage, you get 4 yards of play, you keep that clock moving. As long as you keep the chains moving. The Reaper gang looking to cash in and get the rings. So Flowers on the keeper. He'll be about 3 yards short of a first. It'll be 3rd and 3. Ball goes to the 38-yard line. Under 5 minutes remaining in the contest. Not in any hurry. McCoy on the stop. It'll be 4th and 2. Bessemer will be more than satisfied just to get 3 yards. Here comes number 3. He stays on his feet, but I don't know if he's going to have enough. Well, he might. Let's see where that spot is. And that should be enough to move the sticks. He just got it. Brown will have a fresh set of downs for Bessemer. And the clock continues to grind away. So the ball is at the 35-yard line. Sand slowly slipping out of the hourglass. Flowers on the keeper. He gets away. And this one he does. Oh, he can't do it this time. Collier with the stop. Flowers almost gets away. To add on to the score, he'll get to the 14-yard line, pardon me, the 14. And it is 1st and 10. Bessemer. Number 22 slices his way, tries to stay on his feet, and he'll go down at the 4. So it'll be 1st and goal to go. And Adamsville is going to take a timeout. We'll be right back. Second and inches. Bessemer threatening. Number 23 is going to get wrapped up right around 2.5. Collier will get credit for that one, but it will be first and goal to go this time. And Adamsville has played solid defense today. They just needed to get their offense going, but the Bessemer defense performing about as well as you could ask them to. And Adamsville knows how to put points on the board. Number 22, the ball carrier. Like I said, they're just taking their time. That's Russell. Teammates checking on the big man, number 9. Now a timeout on the field. This appears to be an injury timeout, so we'll be right back in just a few. All right, fans, thank you for hanging in there with us here at EYFL's Super Bowl Sunday. We've had some great games, primarily defense, not a lot of offense. I always tell everybody, don't look at the scoreboard and think it was some kind of runaway deal, because it wasn't. There goes number 3 again. And Brown has... Brown scores once again for Bessemer. So watch this here. I mean, he goes in clean. He turns it right back inside. So the score is good, and we're just waiting for the PAT. One of the coaches on the sideline celebrating. Not the best behavior that I'm observing. Certainly not what I would call sportsmanship. But that being said, then the conversion is good. So you take the touchdown plus the 2. So Adamsville will have another opportunity on offense. So coming up Next will be the 8U Adamsville versus MBK. So Adamsville's 8U will be taking the field next against MBK. Collier, the ball carrier. Burgess, along with McGowan. And Arrington, part of that stop. Number 7 puts it up in the air, looking for the open man, and that pops up and falls incomplete. And I'm going to add my 2 cents in here with 37 seconds remaining in the contest. I always try to remind parents that over the years, I'm a pawpaw now, how you act is reflected upon the kids, and the kids are going to do what they see. So it's hard to tell a kid no when they see your behavior not acting accordingly. So I'll leave that where it lays as we try to build better young men. These boys have a lot of football to play and a lot of life lessons to learn in this game. The best thing we can do is teach them to be good sports about it, because there's always going to be far more good times than bad. So Bessemer defense clamping down. They want to get the shutout. So it looks like this will be potentially the final play of the contest for Adamsville. It is 4th down. No timeouts remaining. And coaches are trying to figure it out. Here they come. So they're coming out of the huddle. So we want to congratulate Bessemer on a solid victory. Played well in all phases of the game. They lined up off sides. There goes number 7. And they get him by the face mask, but they didn't see it. Nine seconds remain in the game. It'll move the sticks. So it is a first down for Adamsville. And as soon as that ball is set on the ground, that clock's going to start rolling. So what looks to be the final play of the contest. 9 seconds remaining in the game. Adamsville has it. Ball is at the 47-yard line. There's the whistle. Number 7. Looking for a room on his left. Still going! And and they're going to deny the shutout as time runs off the clock. Nice effort by number 7, Damian Collier, to avoid the shutout. And the boys are going to line up. So congratulations to Bessemer as they get the win, 22-6. So, you know, Bessemer played great in all phases of the games. Adamsville could not get anything going offensively in this contest, and that was really the killer. If they defensively, they could do just fine overall, but, you know, it is what it is. And fans, we want to thank you for hanging in there with us on Facebook. You know, we had some satellite issues, not on our end. This is on the end that we can't control. So thank you for hanging in there with us. Videos will be uploaded later on. But we got another great contest coming up with Adamsville's 8U and MBK's 8U. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. So congratulations once again to Bessemer 7U and to Adamsville. Nothing to hang your head about. There's a reason these teams have been ranked consistently throughout the years. We'll be right back with the next contest in just a few.